What a team. Thank you so much to the Metro FM breakfast team connecting with us. We absolutely love them. Now let's get back in the kitchen, have a little bit of fun. Most pastas, easy to make and an ideal meal to quickly whip up for the entire family. Good bang for your buck, if you will. Instead of those creamy pastas, though, that leave you feeling maybe a little bit guilty, why not try this absolutely delicious Avo and Chorizo variety? And it smells amazing, the finished product. Teresa Uliate is here to make something surprisingly healthy. I rag you all the time, so I'm sorry. I know that you do, in equal measure, create healthy and delicious. This has a bit of both worked into it. And I haven't thought of using avos, the humble avocado, in a pasta before. I kind of generally think of it as a salad variety, but it's such a creamy fruit vegetable. I'm going to call it fruit vegetable. Is it a fruit or is it a vegetable? Nobody knows. So get us started. This looks beautiful.
So we're actually going to be putting the avo into the pesto, which is something different with our basil and everything. So we've got our beautiful avos here.
Because in season and avo, and I had the chance to meet with the Avo Growers Association and kind of get a window into how far we've come as a cultivator in South Africa. And we've got some of the best avos in the world, but they've also been able to extend the season of the avocado, which is why they're a little bit cheaper and we get better avocados for a longer period.
That's right.
And in season, is there anything creamier than a beautiful avocado? So why not substitute the cream with avo?
I'm cutting this one and it's just so soft and creamy and it's amazing. So it's going to go beautifully with the pasta. So you don't need a heavy cream sauce. You just add your avo and you get that same luxurious mouthfeel. Which is amazing. All right, so I've popped my avos in. I'm going to add some basil.
And I see you've got two avos. One is going in for the sauce, the creamy component. Presumably the other will be added afterwards.
Yes, that's right. So throw your basil in, a little bit of water. I'm going to just add a little bit to start, and then you can add more until
you have to, feel your way through.
Yeah, until you get a nice...
This is one of our great fears on TV, that you're going to put everything in there, you're going to turn it on, and nothing's going to happen because there's not enough moisture in there to whip it up. So
I've added some garlic and some pine nuts. You can use other nuts as well if you don't want to use pine nuts. Some Parmesan cheese.
And this is typically the base of a pesto, right?
Pesto. Yeah, exactly. Normally you would add an olive oil, but because we're adding our avo, don't really need that element. All right, fingers crossed.
There we go.
Okay, just going to add a little bit more water.
And this, you just kind of gauge as you go how much. You obviously don't want it to be too moist, but...
That's it. This is a little bit thick, so I'm just going to add a bit more. So yeah,
it's already
have a look.
popping with green though. That's beautiful.
Smell is just fantastic. It's going to go beautifully with our pasta. Let's give it one more go.
And you know, I'll talk loud. It doesn't necessarily have to be an unhealthy meal because you're making a pasta. I think we far too often associate pasta because of the high carb load or lots of oils and fats, and but you can make sure that those oils, like the oils in an avocado, are healthy. You can put it in a nice whole wheat pasta. You can introduce good healthy fats.
And you've got your fiber, your vitamins, your minerals. There's so much goodness. And it's going to fill you up as well, which means it's going to reduce those sugar cravings.
I just pop this, half of it in a Tupperware, and that's your lunch at work for the next day.
Or pop it in the freezer. I mean, look how creamy and beautiful that is.
It looks stunning.
Color. And we've used a whole wheat pasta today. So also adding that fiber element, really, really delicious. And then we're going to add some extra goodies as well. I've got some sun-dried tomatoes.
Lovely.
Beautiful flavour there. Some olives.
It's a bit of sour, a bit more umami, a bit of a salty vibe.
And then we've got some sliced chorizo. This has got a bit of a kick, of course. It's quite spicy. So if you don't like it, or if you've got kids you're feeding and you want to use something else, you could use a different protein. So chicken strips or grilled steak. Something like that is a good alternative.
Or you could keep it meat-free. I think there's so much flavour going into that pesto, and you've got the beautiful creaminess of the avo. You don't necessarily have to have a protein in there, but I was telling you earlier that I became obsessed with chorizo. There's just something, it's the saltiness and that spiciness. It's just such a rich, beautiful meal. And balancing out a creamy dish, for me, that's just such a lovely balance to strike. And you can find this entire recipe at expressoshow.com, along with all of our amazing recipes, some healthy, some overly indulgent, but that looks beautiful. I love the way the green pops.
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, so pop it in your bowl. You can top it with some additional avo. You can slice it or cube it, some micro herbs, a bit of extra Parmesan cheese, So much flavour, so much goodness.
I'm going to have a little
Looks
taste, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
And that
breakfast.
looks amazing. This is breakfast, actually, for me. I'm going to try and get as many of the elements as I can. This is what I call a kutle bite. Don't be shy. There ain't no TV biting here.
Get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good? Great for a lunch, great for a supper even, a summer supper.
And I've got to say, the addition of the sun-dried tomatoes, it's got a kind of a sourness to it. That balances the chorizo beautifully. Oh, that is amazing. This is mine, sorry, guys. And the rest of you can wait. Chorizo, this is beautiful. Thank you so much. It's absolutely delicious. When I continue to eat as I try to talk, of course, you can get more delicious recipes at avocado.co.za. Some Avo inspiration there, like the Nove Avocado on Facebook, or No Avocado SA rather, on Facebook, and follow I Love Avocado SA on Instagram as well. I Love Avocado SA caps. And so whatever you do, just add an Avo. Simple as that. I'm going to have another bite. Oh.
Add an Avo, nurtured in South Africa.